What is going on, Exiles? Welcome to my Spin to Win Titan with Whirling Assault. And if you can see the title, if you noticed, this is definitely the best and strongest build I've ever played. Because this bad boy does literally everything. It has speed, it's got AoE, it's got super tankiness, it's got damage, and all in one button, technically. But, I mean, we use Bell, we use Mantra. So on my Ikibind, that's our buff Mantra, giving us extra chaos damage and giving us power charge. With that, we are running Charge Regulation Aura, which gives us a multiplicative crit. And we also use the power charges to get Charge Staff, the projectile. I have a jewel that gives me extra damage on melee if I use projectile, so that is very good. And extra damage, why not? We also have Shock, proccing Shock on targets, having flat lightning damage on rings. And this character on this setup right now, I'm about 76,000 armor in mapping. I could get even higher if I get endurance charges through Cranial Impact, which is a passive if you stun a heavy, stun a rare or unique monster. But I don't have it right now. So this is despite having super low life pool, because the PoE2 devs are allergic to putting life nodes on the tree. So this is what we got. And so yeah, so we got quarterstaff on, we don't use it at all, the quarterstaff on the bar. I just have it on weapon set 2 for my AoE setup. Weapon set 1 is for bosses, so just weapon swap through the keybind X, or just manual weapon swap. This is some showcase. You can see the map mods there if you pause it, or if I see it in a second, I'll show you. But this is a tier 17 map because the mobs are level 81 or 16. Oh, I don't even know now. I don't even know. Oh, there it is. +2 monster area level. We got some extra damage. I literally don't care about mods at all on maps. This build doesn't need to care at all. Like, this is, yeah, no problem at all. We also have Giga Stun build-up thanks to Crushing Impacts on Titan, the newly buffed Ascendancy point, which is just absolutely cracked because it also gives us stun. It gives us multiplicative damage on stunned enemies. So this is just some, breach, ritual, all that showcase. You just spin. I mean, you just spin. I don't even need to proc the bell. We have also Ancestral Call on our spin, which is amazing because it gives us, well, extra hits, AoE, and damage. We fast forward a little bit for the boss, and I'll see some pinnacle. I will show you some pinnacle bosses as well. I mean, this build is just peak cheese. Oh, there we go. So weapon swap here for the set 1 for more damage. Stun build up, crazy. I have 49% crit chance in this setup, so sometimes I am unlucky. I'll show you some pinnacles right now. This is Olroth T3. All these bosses are T3 except the Delirium in a bit. But that's super easy as well. We proc the break armor through our support gem. We have shock debuff, 20% damage increase. You have daze on the target because of the staff. I will also talk about the gear, how I crafted it, because I have pretty good pieces. But all this footage is not with my current gear. I did not have most of these great pieces. So another thing is this build works well with even budget gear, with even like, not at the top end. So that's also amazing. This is Xesht. I was unlucky with crits here. Look at the stun build up with the bell. Brother, that's 2 bells full stunning pinnacle boss. That's crazy. But I was unlucky with crits here. Like, I had 49% and 2 or 3 times in a row and didn't proc it. So that's pretty good though, right? Like 14 mil or 15 mil damage right here. Not too bad at all. And this is the tier 2, not tier 3 Simulacrum. I have not had the time to get T3 going, but this was no issues at all. And I was about to say something. Oh my days, I forgot. Double bosses here, no problem. We stun them right away. Extra bell on top of them. So good, man. It's so good. We also run a scavenge plating to break armor. I mean, because we break armor, so that's extra multiplicative armor. So that's even better. My run didn't give me anything good. And what was I about to say? Actually, I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, I will be playing this build every single league because no one plays this, right? So it cannot get nerfed. It can only go up, which it actually did this league. They buffed this skill. But yeah, I'm gonna be playing this on every single character, on every single league. I'm about to level up Shaman for Mjolnir build, so keep an eye on that. And I'll probably level with this setup, with these skills. I'll probably do that, yeah. This is, by the way, the MTX for Whirling Assault from the shop. If you're wondering why are you seeing purple flames. Also, great thing about Charge Staff, you can see the buff in the left corner, the X, that is Magi's Culling Threshold, which just kills one shots. Basically just finishes off the bosses or rares if they're in the threshold. But as always, my homies and homies, we got full planner on Mobalytics. You will see the PoE code right here on the side. And this is full written guide with rotation, stats, what to look for, the gear and everything else, skill gems, the passive tree. And we also have the POB right here. You can see our damage on weapon set 1 is pretty decent, pretty good, I would say. This is weapon set 1 for bossing, this is weapon set 2 for AoE. POB doesn't really show you everything though. It doesn't translate everything because there are some things that are not there yet. We also get extra movement speed modifier like on the weapon set 2 through passive skill points. And you also will see the config. We have all the buffs and debuffs like this build. Wow, this is everything, man. This is so good. But right now I'll take you to the game and I'll show you some of the good stuff. So first the skill gems. Quarterstaff, it doesn't matter what you put here. This is really, I don't really use it. I will mention this though. I am running both of these passives. So if you have more red gems than any others, you'll be immune Ignite. And Ignite is almost like the Shadewalker from Shadewalker from Abyss. Like Ignite is super cracked this league. I don't know why. So immune to Ignite, and we have extra life, mana, and speed because we have, or not mana, but we have extra life and speed because we have extra support gems. So these are very good. So that's why I recommend like sorting the gems in here. I actually might have even more greens and reds. I might have to change some stuff. Whirling Assault, Ancestral Call. This gives us the multiplicative damage and AoE. We got Ul Nettle. This is our source to break armor. But if you don't have it because it's pretty expensive, you can use Armor Break, which actually gives you Endurance Charge. So this Armor Break will give you more survivability, but less damage because you will lose the extra chaos. Heavy Swing, more multiplicative physical because most of our damage is actually physical. Almost all of it actually. And Overextend, this is the multiplicative crit damage. Even though we get the dazed, it doesn't matter. We are pretty much stun immune because we are picking this point right here, Polished Iron. And since we have such a high armor, then it's no problem. And you can also pick this one to be absolutely stun immune, ignore pain, but yeah, don't need that. We got Defy. We are running Surrounded tech once again. Even though it got nerfed, it is still absolutely broken. With this tech, we need only one enemy around us because it takes 5 enemies around you to get surrounded. But with this 4 number, we need only one enemy around us, which is all the time. We can totally ignore the mana cost. You could see the footage. I could totally ignore even if I have 0 mana. So it says it right here. And our attacks are also lucky, which means the hit is rolled twice and the high roll is, yeah, used. So this is ridiculous. This is very strong. Tempest Bale, we got duration on this bad boy. We got delay gratification. So we can use 2 bells with the overabundance. This is why we burst bosses so quickly and so fast. And we overextend for multiplicative crit damage once again and Defy. Charge Staff as well. We got Defy. I'm not sure this even works, to be honest. I don't think this even works. Because when I'm out of mana, I cannot cast this around mobs around me. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Culling Strike, amazing stuff. You just, automatically kill rares, uniques. You don't even need this, but why not? Duration because it's a buff. Extra Elemental because it's lightning damage. The Shockwave. And we got Perpetual Charge. So have a chance to not remove the charge when you use it, the power charge. Mantra of Destruction, this is our power charge generator because of this new lineage support gem. I think this one is new, as we are expanding combos from both the strikes, from the strikes, 4 Bell and the Mantra. Profusion to generate other charges like Frenzy and the Endurance charge. Duration because it's a buff, and extra level to Chaos Mastery. And the charge generation, it's written in the guide, but yeah, this is power charge and also any other charge generation. You also get Valako's Roar. When we get hit with lightning damage, we get a Frenzy Charge, which gives us the skill speed. Endurance gives us defenses, which is armor, energy shield, and ES, but we only use armor. And multiplicative crit. So with this proc, which we have non-stop, even on bosses, I am at 49% crit chance. Right now I'm at 39%. So it gives me about 10% chance, crit chance. So that's very good. For other auras, Overwhelming Presence, I do have Spirit on Amulet, 36, but if you don't have that, you can just drop this one. This is optional. Scavenge Plating, great for mapping, for multiplicative armor. You can just turn this off and get this on bosses, because this will let us stun faster. Duration here, again, because it's the buff, and we get Cannibalism for the life sustain. Herald of Ash for AoE, amazing ignite from this, so we get AoE increase and then Fire Mastery. Rotation, pretty simple. We get Whirling Assault once we get 7 strikes, or 10 combos, or 10 combos for Bell. We drop Bell twice, we get Mantra to buff our attacks, and just spin to win. Spin to win and just proc the bells. That's all you need. If you want to go extra damage, you can totally get it by, when you get power charges from Mantra of Destruction, you can use Falling Thunder. I'm actually not at the chest, but Falling Thunder consumes power charge for insane massive damage, and that one-shots everything. So you can use Falling Thunder for bosses for even more single target damage. You can totally use that. I probably should have used it and just showed it on the videos, but that could be a big upgrade. I'm gonna put it in the video as well. I mean, in the planner on Mobilytics. So Falling Thunder, boys, Quarterstaff, get it if you wanna, one-shot everything if you need it. For the gear, I'm gonna talk about some stuff because you can see it in the planner, but how I went about crafting my gear. This is very cracked Quarterstaff. What I did was I bought the white base Skullcrusher Quarterstaff with 3 sockets. It was about 30 exalts each, because we also applied daze, and this is multiplicative stun buildup, so this is very important. But I bought white base with 3 sockets, and I did use Perfect, Trance, and Aug. I used these 2 perfect though. And I was buying them and rolling until I hit the tyrannical percentage physical damage. I rolled until then. After that, what I did was I used a essence, greater essence of the abrasion, I believe, to apply physical damage. And after that, after that I used the the Aug Orb always applies a suffix on the white base or magic base. So I had some useless suffix. So what I did is use Omen of suffix and then Perfect Essence of abrasion to apply extra physical damage right here. That means it removed 1 suffix and added 3rd prefix. We had perfect prefix Quarterstaff. Now what was left is just to get the suffix. So we did the desecration, only apply desecration, and then fill the rest with greater exalts. I got nothing from there, obviously. And what I did after that, once we filled the suffixes, I used Perfect Essence of Battle to apply +5 skills. And oh, I actually rolled attack speed from the greater exalt. I rolled attack speed. And when you use the battle essence, it's just Gamba 50-50. What it removes from the suffix, it did remove the useless suffix, so I won on that one. That's the only Gamba. And then you just desecrate the last one and hope for a crit chance. I got this on the 2nd roll, or 3rd roll. So I had the Omen of Light. What I did for gloves and boots, you want to look for, on both items, you want to look for increased effect of the sacred items right here. And what I did was I searched for gloves with life, with melee skills, and crit damage. These are the 3 I wanted to get on my item, on my gloves, right? I bought all of them and I used Essence of Horror until I got what I needed. So the 3rd suffix was useless always. So I bought gloves until I got the Essence of Horror to replace the bad suffix. It took me a few pairs to buy. Yeah, until it landed. And then I had Desecration for flat armor and ES. Evasion is actually no problem because we are running iron reflexes. So if you want to save some money, look for look for armor and evasion bases. Now for the boots, same story. I looked for boots with movement speed. I looked for boots with life and resistance I needed. So it was cold res, life, and movement speed. And I bought, until I got the Essence of Horror again to replace the bad suffix, which in this case, life regen isn't good either. And then I corrupted for 2nd socket. But yeah, you can only apply now 1 movement speed rune. We cannot get 2, so it is what it is. But right now on my mapping setup, I have 58% movement speed. That is very good, I would say. That is very good. That brings me to passive tree, because we are running the green line is weapons at 2. That's for mapping. We have movement speed stuff. We get some AoE stuff right here, and all the way up top. That's why we cover the whole screen. Weapons at 1 is red, so we got the close damage here for bosses. We get the crit damage here, extra attack damage. This is very good, and stun build up, amazing stuff. And then we get some extra attack damage from surrounded mechanic or tech. So the passive tree, we'll see it in the planner. Ascendancy, hulking form, 50% increase, small passives, 100%. We get stone skin, multiplicative armor from body armor, and we get the crushing impacts for multi-damage against heavy stun enemies and crushing blows. Let's talk about armor stacking. So we have multiplicative body armor. Brass Dome is absolutely goated for this. Reach almost 4k here. Even I look for -1 max res, obviously. So I found a pretty good one. And with that, we get sturdy metal for 80% increased armor from body armor. What you could do next is get Ancient Aegis. I did run this before. It does increase the armor a lot, but it's pretty far. I mean, it's not that far, but I use the point somewhere else because I don't need to survive more. I need more damage. It's all about the damage for me right now, but no, not really, not really. Some other armor nodes, we get these small ones. We don't need to get Blade Catcher because we are literally crit immune. This chest piece I'm gonna use on every single melee build if I armor stack. It is so goddamn good. And next one is the amulet. You can get armor percent for your all armor, and then you can get body armor as well. This is literally Ancient Aegis almost, so this is just insane. I have no life on the amulet though. I wish I did. I might replace this line with life, maybe, because I would like to get some more life pool. But I mean, unbuffed right now, I'm at 41k armor, so that's, you know, that's very good. That is very good. So that's the passive tree, that's the gear, and I believe we got everything. My homies and homettes rotation we covered as well. What to look for on gear, especially, is the flat lightning damage on rings to apply shock debuff on the target, which is 20% damage. That's free damage, so that's what I would recommend. And the base for a belt should be the plate belt for extra armor. I got stun threshold. This one is not that great, I would say. It's got low armor, so I could get much higher. But yeah, the surrounded mechanic again, it's crazy. We get 100% increased attack damage, we get movement speed, and we get also dodge roll. So we get even more movement speed actually. And let's talk about the gems. Actually, I forgot the jewels. Excuse me. So this is our rage generator. Every notable passive, which are these big ones, gives us +1 rage on melee hit. And I picked one with extra stun buildup. I think I actually rolled it on desecration. Melee damage, physical damage from these small nodes, so that is very good too. And this one gives us crit chance, crit damage mainly, some AoE and presence. Presence does affect the surrounded mechanic, so that's pretty good to have. Crit chance, and oh, I'm actually missing crit damage. If I got crit damage instead of freeze threshold, that will be giga damage increase. But all these passives are amazing. Extra armor, elite armor, extra rage here, you know, movement speed, damage. You can get more armor through these passives, 30%. That could be pretty good too. We got this passive too for extra physical damage, 40%. It does reduce life, but yeah, who cares? And my another jewel is this green one. Crit chance, crit damage, attack damage. And notice the last line. If you hit a proc attack, you will get melee damage increase. And our proc is actually from Charge Staff, the second portion. This shockwave here, it does have a proc. It doesn't have a proc. Oh, it does not have a proc tag projectile. I thought this is projectile. Maybe that's not the good one. And my last jewel is the Control Metamorphosis with a medium ring to reach Vengeful Fury for another armor while you have rage, which we have non-stop rage, as our all attacks give us 4 rage on hit, and we get rage when hit by enemy. We got Prism Guard, which is very good too, and we got the Projectile Bulwark for armor against proj attacks, which is very scary from the mages, you know, the one that freeze, so this is very good too. And homies and homettes, that would be it. Thank you everybody for watching. I stream every day on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. If you guys would stop by, I would greatly appreciate it. I'll put the link in the pinned comment. But good luck with the grind. If you have any questions, ask away, and I will be more than happy to help you out. So until next time, you have a great one, and peace.